it's not me, it's you. What you're turning into is some kind of something that I never knew. You used to be okay, and I like you that way, but I don't think that I like you better. No, I don't think that I like you better.
Hey everybody, John Fessmeyer here, 3D modeling MFA candidate at Academy of Art University. I'll be getting my my master's in a few months, and as you know, I've been working on my thesis, especially if you've been following this vlog, because that's what this is all about. Well, one thing's been slowing me down while I've been working on my scenes. That's my son. So anyway, one thing has been really slowing me down, and that's that I posed Creed here, and for the first scene, and in the first scene he is almost nude. He's got a pair of kind of Old West style underwear on, and in the next couple scenes he'll be dressed. But you know, I did a lot of work on him here, and I wanted to show that. So the problem though is that the wounds you see here are on a separate layer. They're a separate model from the body. Now, initially I had kind of started to try to have the wounds painted onto the body. I decided this looked better, but it's becoming such a problem at this stage with trying to get them to pose correctly together, that, and it's taking so much time that I decided maybe at this stage it's better to get the painting here onto the body, and so I figured I would show quickly how to do that, or how I'm going to do that. So I'm going to start off zooming in here. So I'll start off with the belly. I'm going to make sure that both of these are at the highest resolution. Now what I'm going to do, I already have him posed. I was going to do this on the posed figure, but I think it's going to work better to do the painting on the this version that's not posed, and then copy, just put that texture on the posed one once I have these wounds down. So the way I'm going to do this, and hopefully it'll look just as good, but it'll certainly, it seems to be the best option at this time for what's been going on. I'm going to zoom in on his belly here. And I'm going to use something in ZBrush called Z-App-Link. So I'm going to click on that. Now if this takes a minute, I'll just pause the video until I get to the next step. But basically what this will do is flatten this into a 2D image and send it over into Photoshop for editing. Alright, so this isn't taking long. That's good. Okay, there we are in Photoshop. That's good. So I'm going to... now this is actually, as you can see, it's at 33%, so the resolution's still pretty high. It's as high as it is in ZBrush at this point, and that's part of why I'm zooming in. Okay, so what I'm going to do... Okay, you can see that there. Now, I'm actually going to duplicate this layer into a new file. Okay? Because I want to get this painting onto the body. Okay, I'm gonna pause this for one. Okay, back to ZBrush. I say okay, unchanged, because I don't want to load in. I really didn't make any changes here anyway, and I don't want to load them in. So what I'm going to do here is hide the wound tool. Whoops, I just turned everything off. Okay, so I'm going up to the body. Now the wound tool is hidden, and I'm going to say here, I'm going to do the same thing. Pop that over into Z-App-Link. And this will, as you will quickly see, yes, this will want to overwrite this. That's fine. So I'm going to overwrite that, and then I'm going to go over here, take this layer, duplicate layer, and put it into this file. It's called temp Z-App-Link export.psd. That's basically just what it uses to to get everything over into ZBrush. There are going to be, you know, a few issues here. Some of this I'll fix um, in ZBrush when I get the texture over to the posed figure, but some of it I'm going to do here. So I'm going to say merge layers, and then I need to name this layer 1, or switching it back over won't work. I learned that from experience. So I name this second layer here. Come on. Layer 1. Oop. It's awesome being a dad. My son's having fun playing with his toys. Anyway, so then what I'll do, and I think I'll pause this because it's getting a little long. I'm gonna clean up some of this and then pop it back over into ZBrush, and I'll show you that in a minute. Actually, really quick, I want to show what looks like is working here. So I'm using this tool, the heal tool, healing brush, and copying here, painting it here, and then it blends it in. So that's a nice little trick that you might want to use in Photoshop sometime. Okay, now that I've smoothed most of that out, what I do is I say File, Save. Then I Alt-Tab over to ZBrush and say Re-enter ZBrush. And what it does is it projects all of that onto the 3D model, that texture, when I say Pick Up Now. And as I mentioned before, we got, you know, all this bumpiness and stuff here. I don't need to fix it on the main model right now. If I'm going to use him for other things in the future, I'll certainly fix that. But the main thing I want to do is get this texture done, get it onto the already posed version of him, and I'll fix everything in there. Get all this smoothed out. I mean, you know, I thought that I was going to have a second model under there working with this, but that wasn't working. Although I kind of like how this looks. It kind of looks very organic, more so than the other way, so I think this is going to work out pretty well. One of the things with ZProject is how it'll fade things, so that doesn't look too bad, but it looks like it could, you know, look better. So I'm going to go ahead and just focus on different areas, focus on this soon, focus on the hands. I'm going to be going around the whole thing. And that's, yeah, basically the process I'm doing. As tedious as this looks, it's really going to save me some time, considering what was going on with trying to get this wound subtool to fit into the posed version. And that's it.